The Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, the 6th chapter. Then Jesus looked up at his disciples and said, "Blessed are you who are poor, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you who are hungry now, for you will be filled. Blessed are you who weep now, for you will laugh. Blessed are you when people hate you, and when they exclude you, revile you, and defame you on account of the Son of Man. Rejoice in that day and leap for joy, for surely your reward is great in heaven, for that is what their ancestors did to the prophets. But woe to you who are rich, for you have received your consolation. Woe to you who are full now, for you will be hungry. Woe to you who are laughing now, for you will mourn and weep. Woe to you when all speak well of you, for that is what their ancestors did to the false prophets. But I say to you that listen, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who abuse you. If anyone strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also. And from anyone who takes away your coat, do not withhold even your shirt. Give to everyone who begs from you, and if anyone takes away your goods, do not ask for them again. Do to others as you would have them do to you." The Gospel of the Lord. Please be seated. Grace, peace, and mercy are yours from the triune God. Amen. I went into this week with the belief that All Saints Sunday, that's today, is like a communal funeral. As in, together we come and we grieve and we mourn our losses this year. And I still think that's what it is in some ways. Grieving is so very important. And we have all had some losses this year in this community and in our circles of friends and families outside of St. Mark's. But these texts, our ofrenda, little things that I have heard in passing this last week, reminded me that All Saints is also about the living. It is a celebration for the unlikely community we share, not only with those who have gone before us, but who we share a common faith with, who are alive with us now, even people sitting next to us. The gospel text this week, the Beatitudes on the plain, can really feel so, I don't know, black and white, either or, and set to me. That's what they feel like. Either you are blessed or you are in trouble, and woe is you if you are in trouble. But I'm beginning to wonder if that's not necessarily how it is. This story happens when Jesus is in one of the longest teaching sessions he has in the book of Luke. And he is teaching his disciples, the crowds, and everybody who followed him, like the apostles, what the community of God is supposed to look like. The church, what the church is supposed to look like. And he says, "Blessed are you, and woe is you." Woe to you. And the blessings have all been reserved for the hungry, the poor, and the downtrodden. And the woes are for people who are doing well enough, who have enough food to eat, who are laughing, who have a house to live in. But this word for blessed and this word for woe, they mean something different. The blessed, which sometimes gets interpreted as happy in some translations, is maybe a little closer to satisfied or content. It might sound something more like if Jesus said, "In my kingdom," or in the community that we're all sharing in together, those who don't have enough to take care of themselves will be provided for. They'll be satisfied. Those who are mourning and in personal strife will find some comfort. Those who are cast away in hatred, they will be welcomed back. That sounds nice. But how does that happen? And what about those woes, Pastor? Woe is also not exactly a woe in the way that we might think it to be. Woe in the Greek is maybe a little closer to look out or be ready. I don't think it's promising punishment to those who have things now. I don't think it is that kind of zero-sum formula. It's like, look out, watch out for this thing. And the reason I think Jesus is connecting those two here in this teaching is that he's teaching his community that he is promising that he's going to bring about for people, where the poor are cared for, the hungry will eat, the sick will get good medical treatment, the unhoused will receive shelter. To look out, to be ready. Those who have excess are meant to help take care of people who are missing out. To be ready. Those who have stable internal lives, who have the privilege of finding care for themselves, will sit with those who are all mixed up inside or are lonely or grieving in ways that the world does not understand. Jesus says, be on the lookout. Those who no one calls and don't have someone to sit with, they will have someone. Because those who do have support systems will be theirs for those who don't. Watch out. Those who are listened to when they speak will have to speak out for those who are not heard. Jesus says, as it was for you, so it was for your ancestors. The way of God, this unlikely community rooted in equality, love, and justice and service, has always been. Since Adam and Eve were asked to steward the garden, since Noah was asked to build a boat, since Sarah and Abraham were going to be a new and set apart nation, since Moses and Miriam were given the commandments, since David was told to take care of the people, since Ruth looked out after Naomi, since the prophet risked their lives and spoke this truth of God's love to all people, this is what the true Christian community has always been. And it will not fail. And hallelujah for that. Rather than looking out only for ourselves, rather than ignoring each other for our own benefit, God's people take care of each other. In God's kingdom, people love. In God's kingdom, we laugh at the powers of sin and death because Jesus has conquered the grave. Our community, this love of God even transcends death. It's a celebration. As we remember those who have gone before us on this All Saints Sunday, let us also remember the lessons they taught us. Let us invite them into our lives to share a meal and into our worship together. Let their memories give us hope in the communion of saints that loves without boundaries, for we are also a part of that communion, that great march of saints. Amen.